Hey y'all, I'm back for my Saturday ski trip so we can start talking about math. Today we are starting a new chapter on expressions and we're going to talk about exponents today. You can use exponents to show repeated multiplication. Let me show you what I mean. If you saw this, you'd be like, I could write that a lot easier. I could go 3 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I could go 3 times 6, right? And that's the same way of saying 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, 6 times. Okay. So what about if you have something like this? What if it's 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 6 times? Is there an easier way to write that? There is. Oh, believe me, mathematicians are lazy. If there's an easier way to do something, we're going to figure it out. So guess what? This is what mathematicians have figured out. It is to take the number that is being repeatedly multiplied over and over again and use that as a base, and then however many times it is repeatedly multiplied, that becomes an exponent. That's what exponents are. It just tells you how many times that base bottom number is being repeated. So here's kind of like the mathematical definition. Write this with me. You can use an exponent and a base to show repeated multiplication of the same number. An exponent is the number that tells you how many times a number, which is known as the base, is being multiplied. So in our example here, we have 5 being multiplied 3 times. So 5 is the base. It's the number that's being repeated over and over again. And because it's being repeated 3 times, 1, 2, 3, that's why they chose the number 3 right there. So that's what exponents are. So when you have a number like this, 7 times 7 times 7 times 7, well, it's the number 7 that is used as a repeated factor. Factor means it's being times together. And it's being multiplied, it's being used as a factor 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So another way we could write this, the lazy way kind of, is 7 to the power of 5 is how we would say that. 7 to the 5th power, or 7 to the power of 5. We use power a lot with exponents because it means it's very powerful. We multiply it. If you see something like this where we have two different numbers like 6 and 8 that are being multiplied together, then we just say, all right, 6 is used twice as a factor and 8 is used 3 times as a factor. So 2 is the exponent for 6 and 3 is the exponent for 8. You could say 6 to the 2nd power times 8 to the 3rd power, but to the 2nd power and to the 3rd power is used so often, and again, mathematicians are lazy, so instead of saying 6 to the 2nd power or 6 to the power of 2, we've come up with something a lot quicker and a lot shorter to say. And it is the word squared. If you see 2 as an exponent, you can just say squared. This is 5 squared. And I think they get squared because if you times 2 numbers together, it'll make a square. Okay? Now, if you see to the 3rd power, you can say the word cubed. This is 4 cubed. And again, I'm sure they decided to use the word cubed because it goes over 1 times 2 times 3. If you times something 3 times, it will become a 3-dimensional object. So those are commonly used exponents that you can sound really cool saying squared and cubed instead of to the 2nd power and to the 3rd power. All right, so let's solve some of these. 10 cubed, right? What is 10 cubed? Well, to rewrite it, it would be 10 times 10 times 10. 10 times 10 is 100 times by 10 again, and we would get 1,000. Now, if you work with powers of 10, or if you work with 10 long enough, you'll be able to figure out a pattern. If it's to the 3rd power, you're going to have 3 zeros. If it's to the 4th power, you're going to have 4 zeros. If it's to the 10th power, you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 zeros. I don't even know what number that is. 10 billion. So 10 to the 10th power is 10 billion. Cool. All right, what about if we have 7 to the 1st power? Well, that would just be 7 one time. So 7 is 7. Okay. What about 1 to the 6th power? I don't know how many times I have students think that this is 6, not 6, right? If you were to write it out, 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 1. 1 times 1 is 1, times 1 is 1, times 1 is 1, times 1 is 1, right? Continuing on and on and on and on again till you just get 1. So 1 to any number, to the 10th power, 1 to the 237th power is all just still 1. All right. So here's a question. Is 5 squared equal to 2 to the 5th power? You might look at that and be like, well, like commutative property, right? Where order doesn't matter. That only works with multiplication, I think. Maybe it works with exponents. Let's see. 5 squared is 5 2 times. 2 to the 5th is 2 5 times. Let's see if it's the same. 5 times 5 is 25. 2 times 2 is 4. Times 2 is 8. Times 2 is 16. Times 2 is 32. They are not the same. If you times 2 5 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, you will not get 25. So don't get mixed up. A lot of people think that it's this, 5 times 2 and 2 times 5. It is not that. Okay? Remember that the exponent tells you how many times you're actually going to multiply. If it's a 2, you're going to multiply 2 times. If it's a 5, you're going to multiply 5 times. So here's another little trick. Write 81 with an exponent using 3 as a base. So write 81 as an exponent with 3 as the base. I see what it's saying. So it's kind of working backwards. It's say, guess what? We know that the answer is 81. We know the base is 3, but what is the exponent? So we kind of go about this a couple different ways. We can just go 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 until we get to 81. Let's try that. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. 27 times 3 is 81. All right, so I just figured out it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times. So I can rewrite 81 with 3 as the base and 4 as my exponent. So that's one way you can do it. And what about if I want you to write 64 with an exponent by using 4 as the base? So now 4 is our base, and we want the answer to be 64 third. Let's see if that's true by doing it. 4 times 4 times 4. Is that really 64? Let's see. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 4 is 4, 5, 6, 64. Yeah, so it is 4 to the 3rd power. It's kind of fun. All right, now you've done some examples of using exponents to show repeated multiplication. Here's your chance to see if you've really got it. What is 9 cubed? All right, I got 9 cubed as being 729. I wrote the number 9 3 times and I multiplied them all together. What do you think would be someone's mistake if they just said the answer was 27? Yeah, they were doing 9 times 3, right? And 9 times 3 is not the same as 9 times by itself 3 times, is it? So double check yourself. Make sure you didn't just times them together. Make sure you actually have it written out 3 different times. Okay? What about 5? And it looks like there's like an empty spot for the exponent. 5 to what power is 125? I got 5 to the 3rd power. And I did it 5 times 5 is 25. Then I times that by 5 again and got 125.